Hi everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. In today's video, we are going to learn something really important in CSS, that is color, units, and measurement. These things may look simple, but they control how your website looks, how it scales, and how user-friendly it feels. If you understand this topic properly, your design will instantly start feeling much more professional. And like always, PPT and source code are available in the video description, so make sure to check them out. So in this video, we will understand different color formats, that is HEX, RGB, HSL, opacity, and transparency, and CSS units like pixel, percentage, and M or rem, and viewports units like VH and VW, and finally how to mix values using the calcs, and we will also talk about which units are good for accessibility and real world usage. Now, why color and units matter? Colors create the real and personality of a website, and units control spacing, layout, and responsiveness. So, if you choose the wrong unit or wrong color approach, your website may look broken, inconsistent, or hard to read. But if you choose wisely, your UI becomes clean, scalable, and professional. Now, color formats. This is color formats. CSS support multiple ways to define colors. That is hex, RGB, RGBA, HSL, HSLA, and the name color like red, blue, etc. So let's first understand with the hex. Hex is the most commonly used format. It is a 6-digit value representing green, red, green, and blue. For example, this FFF for the white, and zeros for the black, and double F and 4 zeros for the red, and there is also a short version like this triple F, triple zero for the white and black, and design tools like Figma and Photoshop usually gives hex values, so it is very handy. Next is the RGB and RGBA. RGB stand for the red, green, and blue, and values range from the 0 to 255. For example, RGB 255 and 0 and 0 is the red one, and all 0 are for the black, and all 255 for the white, basically. And RGB is just RGBA is just the RGB with transparency, where A means the alpha or opacity. Nothing is special in the RGB, just for the opacity or transparency. Next is the HSL and HSLA. HSL is one of my favorite because hue control the colors, and saturation control the intensity, and lightness control the brightness. So this is easier for designer because you can change brightness without changing the actual color. And HSLA is again same but with the transparency. A stand for the alpha here. Now next is the opacity. Opacity is simple, control, transparent, and element is. Opacity 1 means the visible, and opacity 0 means the invisible. And one important difference is the opacity affect the whole element, but RGBA and HSLA affect only the color. So let's move to VS Code and actually see how these work. So I already write the basic structure of the HTML, a div and a heading, and the box class. So let's write the some CSS about that, means colors for this. So here I have the some classes hex, RGB, HSL, RGBA. Start with the hex first. Hex, not hex, dot hex. Yes, and give the background color here is the, let's say, hash FF5733. If you see this, now this look visible, this tomato one. Next is RGB. For this background color is the, let's see, RGB, and 0, 128, 255. This is also similar one to, and next is the for HSL div, and for this background color and HSL 200, 100%, and the 50%. So if you see, now the color blue color is it. Next is the .RGBA, background color RGBA, and for red 255, green is the 0, blue is also 0, and for alpha means opacity is the 0.5. So this is how these colors, so here hex give a solid color. If you see, this is a solid color, and RGB also give a similar result but using the numeric values. And HSL also allow us to control the brightness and saturation easily. Like if you see, the both of them are the blue one, but the here the opacity is the 50%, and RGBA give us the transparency, so background behind it will be slightly visible. Like if you see, this is a dull color like. So let's see some more. Next is the CSS units overview. So we mainly have two types: absolute units and the relative unit. Absolute means the like pixel, px, or centimeter or mm. We mainly use the pixel, px. And second is the relative units, that is for the percentage, m or rem, and we use three of them. And so first one is the pixel. Pixel are fixed, they do not scale, and it is good for the border, icon, and the small precise things, but not great for the accessibility mainly. Next is the percentage. Percentage depend on the parent element. It is very useful in layouts and responsive design. And third one is the m. M depends on the parent's font size. Like if parent size font size is 16 pixel, I said, then if I write the 2em, that becomes the 32 pixel. And same for the padding or whatever you want, but it can multiplying, which sometimes becomes confusing for beginners. Last one is the rem. Rem depends on the root font size. Normally browser root is the 16 pixel, and means normal one, but so 1 rem, if I write 1 rem, then it becomes 16 pixel. If I write 2 rem for font size, then it becomes 32 pixel, and this is best for the font and accessibility. And last one is the viewport units. Viewport means the screen size, like when I write the VH is the height percent of screen. If I write 100 VH, 100% of screen. If I write 50 VH, 50% of the screen height. And same for the VW, 50% or 100% of width. And this is very useful for full screen section and responsive typography. So let's move to VS Code and write the code again and check this. So I already have this some paragraph tags, and their classes px, m, rem, and viewport width. So first write for pixel. Here px, let's say font size is the 20 pixel. If you see, this is the px, text becomes 20 pixel. Next class is the em. Here I write font size becomes the 2em, and this is means more bigger. Then dot rem. Here font size is the 2 rem, and this is also this is more bigger than the 2m or dot m. And last one is the view width. Font size 5 VW. So if you see, this is similar for this. So here px is fixed here, and em depends on the parent size, so it can grow bigger unexpectedly. And ram is stable because it depends only on the root size, and vw changes with the screen width, so it is great for the big heading. So last one is the calc function. So let us do math directly in the css by using this calc. And for example, the 100% width minus 50 pixel, like if I show you here in the dot box, width is the calc 100% minus 50 pixel, and this apply on the all box. If you see here, 100 pixel minus 50x, and when I remove this 50, it takes all the width, you see, and when I write 50x, then it removes. So this is helpful when we want responsive layout but still need some fixed spacing. Last is the accessibility, and always prefer RAM for the text, because people with vision problem may zoom the website, ensure color contrast, and avoid tiny pixel font. And some best practices: use hex for the brand colors, and use HSL for the when designing the theme, and use RAM for fonts, and use percentage and viewport unit for the layout, the screen sizes, and use calc when needed, and keep accessibility in mind. So let's summarize. Today you learn the hex, RGB, HSL, opacity, pixel, percentage, RAM, and viewport units, and calc function. So these are the true building blocks of CSS design. And that is for this session. I hope everything was clear and beginner friendly. Practice this in your next project. The more you experiment, the better you will understand. PPT and source code are available in the description. If you find this helpful, like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to JDCodebase for more development tutorials. See you in the next video.